a different sort of friends to my space because I was tired of the negative energy with people, places, and things around me. You got to be careful of the people portion. And I was somehow pulling in the wrong type of people. And I met her, and she just, everything about her was just right, you know. And I really don't even have words to say. You know, I can't even explain it in words. I get really teary-eyed when I talk about her, you know. And actually, the other business partners on my team, I love to death. And without further ado, I would like to introduce Executive Director, like I said, my friend, my sister, and my partner, Ms. Robin Kidd.
Thank you, Angela. I just want to thank you, and I want to give it back to you because I tell you, success leaves clues, and just having you as a business partner, stepping up to the plate, just recently getting in the business, you know, that's how we show, we see our leaders when they step up and begin to want to be a part. So once again, I just want to thank you for that introduction and thank you for your partnership as well as your friendship.
You're very welcome. I love you.
All right, great team. Well, again, of course, my name is Robin Kidd, and I'm really excited about this business. Just a little bit about my background. I formerly carried mail for 15 years, and recently I was injured as to where I couldn't carry mail anymore. And so I've been off since March of this year, actually. And I was introduced to this business a month ago, a month before I stopped working. And I just prayed, and I said, Lord, you know I can't carry mail much longer because of my leg. I couldn't walk. And, you know, if you're a carrier, you have to walk. So needless to say, I've been friends with the people that brought me in for so long, and they introduced me to this business, and they just told me to come out to a meeting. Just come out and hear about it. And, you know, I gave them a hard time, and I said, well, you know what? I'll come out just because, you know, that was my friend, and, you know, and he invited me. And so I went out, and it just made so much sense. And I got on board with all the health challenges that I was going through. I still got on board, and I said, this is it. This is the vehicle that I was praying for, and it led me to so many great people with integrity, people that are having success and want to share it with us. So I'm just so excited about the business. So, you know, and I've just been working it, and I'm going to continually work it, and it's just a blessing for me. But I just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. But without further ado, I really want to get into this training because we are talking about customer acquisition and retention. And this is a journey. It's not an overnight you know, get-rich-quick scheme. This is a journey to your success. And what this company does is it gives you the learning tools that you need to become successful in this business. They have it all planned out, all set out for you. All you have to do is go into your university, and you can learn anything you need to learn about this business. And it's about building your business successfully. And when you build your business successfully, you will acquire customers and you will retain them. And these are the two major things about customer acquisition. It's acquiring customers, and these are customers that you acquire as far as marketing the services, and retaining them. And that's how it is when you keep your customers, because you want to keep in contact with them and let them know how things are going, and if they need any assistance, if they need something else, you want to keep in contact with them, you know, not just get them in the business and leave them out there, but you just want to make sure that the services are working for them. And the best thing about doing is doing the inventory of your potential customers. Now, you know, we always want to go to our family and friends because we think that they will support us in our business, and that's what you do. You want to make that list and start with your family and friends. Then where you used to work, go back as far as your high school days. I know when I was in high school, I had a paper route. I mean, you never know who you might remember from those days that might need this service. So everybody that you know where you work, the organizations that you're in, the recreational activities that you do, even the school associations, people that you know that might work in the school system, you want to make that list of all these people that you know, and then the people that you do business with, where you go to get your hair done, where you go to get your nails done, where you go to eat, where you take your clothes to the cleaners. These are all places that you're supporting, and you want to have that support from them as well. And the two most important things I think should be on your list is the people that love you, and definitely the people that owe you, because if they do the favor for you, then they might not have to owe you. So I just like that part about that, where you can say, hey, you owe me some money, but instead of paying me that money, why don't you support me in my business? So you put all those people on a list, at least 100 people, and always keep adding to your list, because it might be a new place that you go to, that you might see somebody that you hadn't seen in a long time, and you didn't say, you know what, let me try to get some information from that person so that I can share my business with them. And then you go from there. So always continually add names to your list, because you'll always have the warm market, but you keep adding to it. And the new people that you learn, that becomes your warm market too. So we just want to be mindful of that's the main thing that we want to have. We want to have that list and always go back to it. Call the list. Call the people from that list. And so how we're getting our customers, you always want to be your first and best customer. You are your best customer, because you have to familiarize yourself with the services. Because how can you go and market a service and you don't have it? So it's best to familiarize yourself with it, use it, and then give a testimony from that personal experience that you have with that service. Like for ComEd, I'm a ComEd. I use ComEd through the company. And before I got the services, our monthly bill was like $200 or $179, $159. It was always over $150 a month. And we didn't even have a bad winter. And this is a story that I tell people when I introduce them to wanting to use the service. And so I'll tell them, after I signed up for the service, my first bill was $52.66. And they will say, wow, you saved over $150 a month? And I said, yes, I actually did. And then the next month, it went down even lower. It was $40 and some change. So when you have the testimonies of your usage of the services, then it's so much easier for you to communicate how it's helping you with your potential customers. So that's why it's best to always be your best customer. And when you're talking to people about this business, it's an incredible business. You have to speak with excitement. You have to have a sense of urgency, because this is a business that can take you to the next level. And you're going to get some no's, but still, you have to be on fire for this business. They say ignorance on fire will always outperform ignorance on ice. So that means you got to have that burning desire, that passion for what you're doing with this business, because this is something that you're trying to get to another level from where you're at. Because, we all go to the job, it is just over broke kind of thing, because that job will never make you rich, because they're going to pay you just enough to keep you there, and you're going to do just enough work so you won't get fired. So you want to have that plan B in place, and this is your plan B. When you're working this business, you want to keep those customers and retain those customers, so that you can always have that to fall back on. Because residual income, you'll have that if you retain those customers for the rest of your life. So as long as these bills, they'll never be paid off. Everybody has to use them. So why not make sure that you continually treat your customers and ask them if they need anything? Always go back and ask for more. Do they need any more of your services? Because you're constantly letting them know that, hey, we might have something else that you can benefit from. And then we want to go to the Apple system because the customers are referred to us as Apple. We know that the red apples, those are the people that are very approachable and easygoing. These people are easy and they love you, and they usually say yes. And you want to spend about 80% of your time with the red apples because you know that they might say yes about using your service just because it's you. And then we have the green apples. These are the people that have questions. They're willing to help you but need more information. So what you want to do is maybe spend 20% of your time with them. So you want to answer maybe about 3 questions, and then after that you want to cut that off and you want to get them to some more information because you don't want to take up a lot of time with them because once you give it all away, it might they might say, oh, they might still be on the fence. So you just want to put them in front of some more information and take it off of you because we always know that the information is more important than the conversation. So you want to make sure that the information will never miss a beat, and you want to put them in front of that. So spend about 20% of your time with the green apples. And then we know about those rotten apples. These are the people that are so negative, and they just, no matter how good it looks, they will never support you. And you spend 0% of your time with these people because you are excited about what you're doing. And you don't want to let that negative person keep you from doing from achieving your dream. This is your dream, and you want your dream to become a reality for you and your family. And you want to leave generational wealth for your children and your children's children. So never spend 0% of time. Never spend any time with a rotten apple because you don't want that negativity to fall on you. So we know that some will, some won't. So what? Next, you find the next red apple because the next red apple is the people that you want to be around, the 80% of people that you'll be around that love you, that will support you. And normally, when you start building your team, you want to have those power hours. This produces volume. This is creating winning environments. So when you're getting your team together, what you're doing is you want to be duplicatable because all the things that we go over, you want to teach your team to do the same thing, and that's where the duplication comes in. So when they get a negative person, they know to 0%. When they get a green apple, they know, let's spend about 20% time with them. And then when they get a red apple, then they want to spend about 80% of time because they might get 4 or 5 services from you because, they love you and they want to support you. So be mindful of the people that you surround yourself with. We don't prejudge anybody. We offer it to everyone. But just remember that when you feel that sense that, you're getting a negative attitude, then you move on. Some will, some won't. So what next? Move on to the next person. And just know that when you're talking to people, you always want to come to them and ask them 3 major these are the magic words that you want to ask, and you work out emotion. You say, what, I need you to do me a huge favor. And then you ask a family member or somebody that please help me out. Help me out in this business. Just try one of my services. And these are the 3 key words, huge, help, and try. These are the words that can help you grow your business because if you're talking about the business, they're looking at those words. But if you're giving a testimony or if you're telling how it's benefiting you and you're asking them to do me a favor and just help me out and try one of my services, they'll look and you give them an explanation, well, my son, he's trying to, do something at school. He needs to get some uniforms. And if you try one of my services, that will bring in some income to put on his uniform. So you want to use these key words to introduce people to it so that they know that this is something passionate for you. And when you do, you speak with that emotion. You let them know, hey, this is what's going to help me out. This is what's going to help my son out. This is what's going to help my family out if you try one of my services. So you always want to use those few key words to when you're approaching your customer. And then after when you're approaching the customer, those are the scripts that you want to use. And then always sort for the red apples. These are the key people. These are the people that will support you and maybe even get in the business. But if they're having the customers and they're getting the success that they're getting from the services because we already use the services, this is something that's a powerful thing. And when you get to those red people and the green apples, always ask for referrals. Follow up with your customers to ensure satisfaction, and always ask for referrals. With retaining customers, this is the key. When you're retaining customers, it's just as important as customer acquisition. It's always easier to keep a customer. It's always easier to keep a customer. The best thing to do, you want to keep your customers. That's why when the holidays come around, maybe send them a thank you card, after they sign up. Send them a birthday card if you know their birthday, especially if it's family and friends. And then where you spend your money and they're a customer, send them a holiday card, a Christmas card, or, a Happy New Year's card, or just a thank you card for trying our services. And then, see how they're doing. I mean, follow up with the calls, see if they're enjoying the services and any other services that can benefit them. So, you want to always keep in contact with your customers. That's how you retain them. And spend time keeping your customers is the key. This is the way that our residual works. So as long as they're paying their bills, the services that they have, this is what keeps them on the books. So you have to follow up with them, and it's not maybe once or twice a year with the cards or with a call, and that's how you retain the customers. So it's a pretty a powerful thing on retaining customers, and it's a powerful thing on acquiring customers. And the goal is, as a PSVP qualified, you're going to be your best customer. You want to have at least 25 personal customer points to be PSVP qualified. Now, we don't have the customer club. The customer club, I'm telling you, we are striving for that customer club, and that's 100 customer points. And the 200 customer points, I tell you, that's just extra money in the bank. So you want to work with your team, and together everyone will be winners in this business, will be successful. And when you join these clubs, I mean, you're just taking it to another level. So I'm just so excited about being able to be on the call to just give you a little bit of why I'm so excited about this business and just trying to train our team. This is just an awesome thing that we're doing, and how they're teaching us how to acquire customers and how to retain customers, because this is the way the business is structured. You want to have those customer points. So without further ado, I'm just really so excited to turn this call over to a gentleman. The gentleman, he and his wife, they brought me in the business, but I'm turning it over to him because he's just a true man of God, and he looks out for his team, and he's moving far away from us, but we miss him, but we stay close as on the phone, and it's just a blessing. He comes down, and I'm just so excited to turn the call over to him, and this is our Executive Director, Robert Sales. Mr. Sales, are you on the call?
Yes, I am, Ms. Kidd. Can you hear me?
Absolutely, sir. The call is yours.
Awesome. Thank you. Hey, I definitely want to give it right back to you. I mean, you have done such an incredible job in such a short period of time, building a team and building a business that's going to last, that is based in principles and God and faith. And, that's the kind of thing that's going to make this thing last for a long time. So you're doing an incredible job. I want to thank you so much for everything that you do for the team. Just continue doing what you're doing. We're looking forward to seeing you at SVP and walking that stage, okay? Also, I want to give it up to Angela Dixon. who opened up the call with power, and I really appreciate your testimony and just some awesome things that you've been doing in this business in just a very short period of time that you've been in as well. Looking forward to seeing you move to that next level and get promoted at the upcoming regionals and walk in that stage once again in New Orleans. All right, so I want to thank everybody for having me on the call. I definitely consider it a privilege and an honor, to be training on the call. And what I want to talk about tonight, Stan Richards, Double Platinum Senior Vice President out of Maryland and D.C. area, did an incredible training at the Super Saturday in Nashville, Tennessee. And I'm so honored to be doing that training today, and I definitely want to do him justice because I'm going to tell you guys something. Stan Richards has been he's been my unseen mentor. He's like the guy that, he'll probably never really know until I give my speech how much he has affected me and how much his story has affected my life and this business. So I'm just so grateful for him. But anyway, I want to talk about this right now. The name of this training is called Generating Prospects. And you want to make sure that you have a pen and paper, take some notes down on this, and you want to write this stuff down and begin to apply it to your business as well. You see, you got to see, believe, and you have to go get this vision. Let me say that again. You got to see, you got to believe, and you got to go get this vision. You see, it's not enough just to see it. I mean, it's great that you see the vision, but seeing the vision without necessarily believing it is just like watching it snow and saying, I don't really believe it's snowing. I think there's something else. You're never going to get to where you want to be. You can see it and you can believe it, but if you don't take action and go get it, then all it is a dream. And it's something that you will never attain. As a matter of fact, it's something that you will only see when you go to sleep. You got to be serious about this thing. Listen, guys, team, we've been playing this thing way too small. It's time to up the game in this business. It's time to start increasing the level of our exposures, the people that we talk to, increase our lists, work hard on these lists, and continue to update them day after day after day, every day when you talk to new people. Okay? Listen, let me tell you something, and this is so true. You have to become emotionless to get to SVP. Let me say that again. You have to become emotionless to get to SVP. What does that mean? Does it mean you have to become a robot, kind of robotic in your ways and uncaring about people? No, absolutely not. That's not what it means. But what it does mean is that you want to make sure that you don't allow your emotions to get the best of you in this business. You see, this business is like a roller coaster ride. You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, you're going to have your in-betweens. But when you stay emotionless, you ride that straight path in between all the hills and the valleys until you get to where you're trying to go, until you get to your destination. Enjoy the journey, but enjoy it emotionless, if that makes sense. Okay? Everything starts and ends with you. Everything starts and ends with you. When you go into this business with that type of mindset, you understand that everything good and bad is up to you. Everything good and bad depends on you. So in other words, if something is not going the way you like it to go in your business, who do you look at? You look back to yourself and say, what, am I doing everything that I need to do? Have I done everything I should do today in my business to be able to become successful, to be able to put myself in a position where I can earn unlimited residual income? Everything starts and ends with you, okay? So there are some key points I want to talk about here, and there's three of them right here right now. And what I want to talk about, first of all, is to take action. Taking action is one of the things that so many people in this business don't do. You see, what we do is we kind of, we see the business and we get excited and we write our list out and we get our why down and we sit down to our quick start and on our Doc 707, filling it out and sign up on our services, and we're ready to rock and roll, and then we got to pick up that phone to call that first person. And that's when we get stalled. It's that fear of the unknown. Well, guess what happens when you tackle the fear of the unknown? It becomes known. And there is no longer a reason to fear it. You see, here's the thing. Fear is an acronym. It stands for false evidence appearing real. So in other words, situations that we're afraid of happen because we have built up these big stories in our minds that are not true. but they're what we've decided is going to happen based on a certain set of circumstances that are not even true. Let me share something with you guys. You can't have fear and faith at the same time. Everybody has fear. Don't let anybody fool you. Even the most successful people in this business all have fear. There's someone that they're looking at, they're like, ooh, I don't know if I should talk to this person yet. I don't know if I should pick up this phone. They could be making 5 figures a month or 6 figures a month, and there's something in them that's eating at them and say, I got to make this call. Maybe they might wait a day. But you know what they do? They eventually call. You see, the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that successful people move toward their fear and do it anyway. They stop creating those stories in their heads that are not real. You see, the truth is, nobody that you will meet on the street, nobody that you will add to your customer list is above your why. Let me say that again. Nobody in this business, nobody that you run into in the street, nobody that you add to your customer list is above your why. Your why is that thing will propel you beyond all of that. And no one is more important than that. You all have some incredible whys, some incredible reasons why you're doing this business that go well beyond you, that go well beyond just earning money in a network marketing opportunity. Use that when you're talking to people, when you're prospecting people. Number 2 is your appearance. And I have to say this. A lot of times this is something that we don't think about. It's something that we think, okay, well, I'm not going to worry about today. I'm just running up to get the paper from the store. So I'll just throw on some sweats and, ladies might keep some rollers in my head, throw a scarf on and run on out. And then that moment when you run out there at 6 in the morning to go get the newspaper, you run into that person that might be that next Tupac Duranicourt, that might be that next Jermaine Horton, that might be that next Stan Richards or Frank and Nicole Kimbrough. You see, that very person who you thought you weren't going to run into because you're just running out for a second to go get the paper, ends up being that very person that had you been looking a different way, had you been exuding success, you might have attracted that person to you. See, we want to become what we want to attract. Okay? So I'm not saying you got to dress in Armani suits every day you want to leave out of the house. I'm not saying you have to throw a suit on every time you go get the newspaper or an ice cream cone from the Dairy Queen. But what I am saying is that you want to have an appearance of success. Brush your teeth. This is serious. These are things that he talked about that are so true that we don't think about. Brush your teeth. Use mouthwash. Just comb your hair. Pull it back. Get yourself ready just in case. Walk out business casual. You can throw on some slacks and a polo and maybe some nice sandals if it's hot outside. But see, the difference is the way you look then versus just coming out in kind of a non-caring way. You attract a different type of a person, and that's what you want to do. You would be how many times in this business that we have actually attracted people just based on how we look, that someone will come up to us and ask us, what do you do? I'm just curious, what do you do? You will be amazed at how many people will come up to you and ask you that just because of the way that you look, because of the swag, if you will, that you have. There's something about you that's different. You stand out from the crowd, and people are attracted to that, okay? The third thing is your connection. You're making the connection, okay? Making the connection is so important. And here's what a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people think that when they talk to someone, when they run into someone, that they got to immediately start talking to them about 5 links. And we like to call it vomiting all over them 5 links. Here's the thing. You don't have to just, prospect people with a water hose. They're not going to get it. You're throwing everything that we have at them. It's like going to a movie and watching a preview for another movie that's upcoming, and the preview tells the whole story of the movie from beginning to end. Are you going to go see that movie? Absolutely not. Why? Because you already know how it's going to turn out. So there's no reason to even do it. So in making the connection with people, all we're doing is we're just getting good at talking with people. We're getting good at listening to people and learning more about them and their personal situations. We're getting good at having conversations, okay? Ask them questions about what they do, because this is what happens. When you ask them questions about what they do, that always leads to a question about what you do. and when they ask, then you can say, Funny you should ask. Now you have an opportunity to present 5 links. But even in that, you still don't vomit on them. You give them the peak call number. Dial it with your phone and let them listen to it. Okay? Just a little at a time. Let me share with you a quick story about how that happened. This is actually something that happened to Stan. You see, Stan Richards joined this business in May of 2006. But the thing was, in July 2007, he had a whole indie leg just quit on him. Now, you guys, he was an SVP. Now, you guys, some of us, we complain, like me, I had an ED leg quit, and I was upset about that. But can you imagine being an SVP and having an entire ND leg, his national director leg, literally, all of them just quit. That was in July of 2007. So now it's like, man, I got to start this thing all over again. But then he ran into a gentleman named Tupac the Renaissance in September 2007 that gave him a call and asked him to help him get a hotel for an event he was doing. See, Stan Richards has an event promoting business. So he had already known Tupac from back in the day, and, they had done business together before, so Tupac trusted him. And he called him, and they set up this meeting. Now, here's the thing that's so powerful. Now, Stan Richards he was an SVP, he just lost an entire ND leg, and he was meeting with someone who was very successful in the music promotion business. Don't you think this is someone who you want to eagerly talk to about 5 links? Because this is a perfect opportunity. Listen to what Stan Richards did. They got together, they had the meeting, they did the deal, and it was done. He didn't say anything about 5 links to this gentleman. Now, at the end of the conversation, though, Tupac noticed his appearance throughout. He noticed his demeanor throughout the conversation. And finally, at the end of it, he asked him, he said, hey, man, you're looking kind of good. You seem a little different. What are you doing now? Funny you should ask. And he presented him 5 links. But this is what he did. He presented him with a magazine. He said, take a look at this. And I'm doing a briefing tonight. I want you to come out. Take a look at the opportunity. Well, what is it that you're doing? Just come on out. Look at that, read that magazine, and come on out tonight to the meeting. Well, Stan Richards was doing a presentation. Tupac came out to the meeting, and he came in, and Stan Richards saw him come in. He sat way at the back, at the very back of the room. He did his presentation, and before the presentation was over with, Tupac got up and walked out of the room. And Stan Richards was like, man, what happened? I was happy he came. I couldn't believe he came. So what he found out was after the briefing was over, he went out there, and Tupac had actually left early so he could go sign up on Stan Richards' website and ask him, what do I need to do next? And, of course, we know the rest is history. Stan Richards, just through recruiting this one person, brought 30 SVPs into his organization. You see, guys, we got to have a goal. And what is that goal? What should that goal be? The goal should be to get the prospect in front of the opportunity or the information. Okay? How do we do that? We do that by PBRs, private business receptions. We do it by one-on-ones, by webinars, on the Internet, sending people YouTube links to the presentation of Steve Carter and Dwayne Johnson and all the different people who are doing these presentations. It's the exposures that we're talking about. Most prospects will not sign up on the first exposure. Most prospects will not sign up on the first exposure. So what do? The fortune is in the follow-up. Okay? We send them the number, the peak number. We send them the video. They come to a PBR. We do a one-on-one. We get them on a webinar. And then the next step is to get them to the presentation. Okay? That's their second or their third exposure. Massive exposures is the key because most people need to see this thing about 5 times before they actually sign up. That's most people. Now, you have those people that will see it one time and sign up, but you got to remember, we're going through the numbers here. Who are your prospects? Who are your prospects? Everyone. Everyone. Let me say that again. Everyone. Now, who are we going to target? Of course, we're going to target successful people. We're going to target people like people in sales and people that are in management because, you see, to be honest, people in sales are used to rejection. They don't run away or they don't cower and hide just because one person told them no, because they understand that their livelihood depends on finding that next yes. Okay? So those are the people who you want to go after, people that are in sales. You want to go after people that are in management because they're used to responsibility. They're used to dealing with people. These are people that are in management. Now, there might be a little, you might need to tend them a little bit just to kind of change it from manager to leader quote unquote. But the key is that they already have experience in dealing with multiple personalities. Okay, so these are key people. Insurance agents and business owners. Listen to this, guys. Insurance agents already understand residual income. Yeah, they do. Insurance agents already understand that. So those are people who you want to talk to about this business. You know, you want to talk to those people who are business owners because they are entrepreneur-minded. They already have the mindset of understanding that I have to do what I have to do in order to get paid. They already understand that. So they're not coming from an employee mindset where they're used to getting paid linear income, and now they're trying to learn how to create residual income, and their time is their own, and they do this thing if they want to. See, there's a big difference in the mindset shift there. There has to be a shift in that mindset. And when you talk to entrepreneurs, they already have that. So now you're ahead of the game. You just have to teach them this system, okay? Now, what are the types of prospects that we want to talk to? Well, there are 4 basic types. The first type are called our peers. These are the people that we know. Okay, these are our friends and family. These are the people that we went to school with. You know, the people that we hang out around the cooler, the water cooler with. You know, these are all our regular, everyday people that know us just as everyday people. You want to get these people on the phone with someone else when you're taking them through the prospecting system. Why do I say that? Because they already know you. They already know you've been working jobs your whole life. What are you starting a business for? They don't believe you have a good business sense, okay? Because they're used to seeing you looking for your next job. They're used to seeing you getting nervous when the company's going around laying off people left and right, and you don't know what you're going to do tomorrow. So you want to get them on the phone with someone else who understands this business. And then when that person gets on the phone, guess what they're going to do? They're going to announce you as an intelligent business person. Now that peer sees you in a totally different way. 3-way calls. Okay? Another type of prospect is a super red. Your super reds, these are the people who are very successful. They're extremely successful. They have a high level of influence. They have a high circle of influence. So there's usually a lot of people that will listen to them, that will do something just because they said to do it. These are those types of people. These people, you want to get on the phone with your platinum senior vice presidents because they're going to want to hear from somebody that's as successful or more than they are. Okay? Your third type of person is cold market. This is what we're working in right now, Marlis and I, here in Nashville, Tennessee. You know, your cold market, let me tell you something, guys, is not the easiest market to be in. You know, you have to learn how to connect with people. You have to learn how to build relationships. Remember, not throwing 5 links all over them. You have to learn how to build those relationships. And eventually in conversation, something will come out that will spark them. And they say, hey, wow, that sounds pretty interesting. What is that you do? And then when they ask that question, what do you do? Funny you should ask, okay? Network marketers. Okay, guys, listen, I'm going to tell you this. This is something Stan Richards said that is so true. Do not try to recruit MLMers out of their own deals. Okay? Do not try to recruit MLMers out of their own deal. These people are in that business that they're in, whether it's a coffee company or whether it's Birdo or cookies or shakes or juice or whatever it is that they do, they're in it because they saw something in it for themselves. Don't try to talk them out of it. Just continue to talk about what you do and how excited you are about what you do. You see, you don't even have to convince somebody to join this business when they realize the passion that you have for it. You know, I was talking to a gentleman one time that said he's going to come and take a look at my business, and he asked me to come take a look at his. I said, I can't do that. He said, why not? I said, because this is it for me. I don't need to look at anything else. I already know this is it. And because of that, he started taking a more serious look at my business. Because he's like, man, I was willing to look at somebody else's business, then maybe what I'm doing is not the greatest thing I need to be doing. Maybe I need to be looking at some options. And he took a look at my business, and hopefully he'll be coming in soon. Okay? So that's a key. We got to remember when talking to network marketers, do not try to recruit them out of the deal that they are presently doing. Now, I'm going to say this, okay, and I'm going to talk about something I want you to hear about that Stan gave that was so powerful. Put the negative family on hold while you build this business. Put the negative family on hold while you build this business. Okay, I want you to understand that. That's a hard thing to do because our family is our family. And we want to hang on to our family, and you hang on to them, So while you're building this business, you're trying to create an environment of positivity, as Angela Dixon said earlier. So you're trying to create an environment of, I'm moving forward with my life, and I can't allow negativity to slow me down, because negativity will kill you. I want you to think about this. Stan Richards had us write three names on a piece of paper. He said, write this down on your paper. Write Stan 89, then write Stan 99, then write Stan 2006. Stan 89, Stan 99, and Stan 2006. You see, in Stan 89 he just wanted to be a bus driver or a police officer or a government worker. Those were the good jobs in D.C. So if you had talked to him about this opportunity in 89, he would have been like, I want an opportunity. I just want a job. If you had talked to Stan in 99, you wouldn't have gotten him either. You know why? Because he was married to a beautiful woman. He had a child already. He had a big house. He had cars, as he said, tricked out, sitting on 22s. Okay, he had everything that he wanted. He was satisfied. All right, so he had the good job, and he was happy. So you couldn't have told him anything about a business opportunity. But now, Stan 2006. See, at this point in his life, he didn't have any time left. His wife was not happy with him. They were still in love, but his wife was not happy because he was working 80 to 100 hours a week on the bus to keep up with the things that he had bought. He worked from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. So what he did was he took a look at 5 links in May of 2006, and his nephew is the one who he joined with. But here's the thing, his nephew didn't even invite him to the presentation. He just asked his uncle if he could use his basement because they had a nice house to do his presentation in. And out of the 12 people that were there, Stan Richards was the only one that signed up. And, of course, the rest is history. You will have to show this plan constantly to get to your Stan 2006. Don't be discouraged, okay? Well, don't be discouraged. Just know that you're running into a Stan 89 or a Stan 99, okay? Go through the 4 personality types: the shark, dolphin, urchins, and whales. You have to understand the personality types. Sharks are money motivated. You can't talk to them about helping people. They don't care. They just want to make money, okay? Dolphins love having fun. You can't talk to a dolphin about, here, let me tell you all the information about the Inc. 500 to 5,000. Yeah, I don't care about that. When is the company party? Is it every Saturday? Okay, I can go to that. Good. Urchins, you cannot talk to an urchin about how to make money until they understand that the company has been on the Inc. 500, 5,000 for 7 consecutive years. See, it's a big difference. Whales is the 4th type, and whales just love to help people. You can't talk to a whale and say, you're going to make $10,000 a month in this business. They don't care. All they want to know is, how many people can I help become successful? Okay? So where do you find your prospects? You find them everywhere you go. Join a local chamber of commerce. Attend networking events and join meetups in your area. Some of the things that will deter us in this business is what Stan calls prospecting woes. You see, you never want to over-talk the prospect. Why? Because you should be doing more listening than you are talking. When you're listening, they will tell you something that will spark a conversation that will allow you to be able to bring up 5 links with them. Never exaggerate your income. It's one of the biggest mistakes we make, because you're going to have to live up to it later if you lie about it. Just be truthful and honest with people, and you don't pressure people. Just remember, you probably ran into a Stan 89. Wait until it becomes a Stan 2006 and bring that person into your business. Don't be needy. If you need people to do your business, they will know that you need them to do your business. But if you become successful without them, they will find out what they need to do to join the wagon. They will hunt you down and literally throw money in your hand to become a part of your business. Don't be needy. And just in conclusion, you want to become a successful sorter. You want to become a professional sorter, and you want to always be on time for your meetings. You never want to be late, and you definitely don't want to be too early. Okay? Confirm all your appointments. Be professional. People respect that, because sometimes, honestly, life gets in the way and people forget things, and they forget that they had an appointment with you. If you call them and remind them an hour ahead of time, say, hey, just reminding you, we're going to be meeting at such and such. I'll see you then. That's professionalism. Okay? And set up your voicemails on your phone. Please, please get rid of the ghetto ringtones. Get rid of the songs. They're nice songs, don't get me wrong. But if you're trying to present a professional business image, what if that Red calls you that owns several businesses around the world and says, I want to be a part of your business, and then he gets on your phone and hears, I'm living a single life by Cameo. He's probably going to hang up that phone and never talk to you again because he sees you're not serious. And lastly, always ask for referrals. Always ask for referrals. These things will combine to help you grow a huge business in 5 links. And I just want to end it by just telling you something briefly about perseverance. You see, in this business is about perseverance. The people who become platinum and double platinum senior vice presidents, the people who walk that stage as SVPs are the people who have committed to persevere in this thing. They've committed to see this thing out all the way till the end. You see, perseverance is so wonderful. The first person I talked to told me no. Perseverance is I just had my first PBR and I had 20 people in there. All of them said no and refused to be customers as well. You know, perseverance is moving to another city where you don't know anybody and talking to people every single day, just knowing that eventually you're going to get to that yes. It's going to be that next Jermaine Horton or Tupac the Renicore or the Stan Richards is going to lead you to success. You see, perseverance is getting up every day knowing that I'm really not making enough money in this business to do what I need to do and going out and getting another job to support you in the meantime while your business and your income grows on the back end. You see, perseverance is understanding that, you know what, regardless of what happens in this business, I am going to be a platinum senior vice president. Perseverance is when you're Miss Robin Kidd and you're sitting outside in your car charging your phone up because your power is off in your house and you're making phone calls and you understand that I have to still make phone calls regardless of what happens in my life. You see, perseverance is understanding that when people pass away in your life or when people don't want to talk to you anymore because of your business, that you don't know what to do anymore, but you know that you're going to become a platinum senior vice president, so you continue to do those things that you do every single day to become a senior vice president in this company. You see, perseverance is I understand that, you know, there's nothing that I can do about my present situation. There's nothing I can do about the fact that my wife doesn't want to talk to me anymore or my husband refuses to speak to me anymore because he's mad about this business, that my cousins don't want to invite me to family reunions anymore. See, none of that matters anymore. Do what Lisa Nicole Cloud did and invite them all to your new home that you bought with your platinum earnings. See, perseverance is the thing that's going to allow you to reach the levels that you said you wanted to reach in the beginning. Perseverance will get you over all of those obstacles that are going to come your way when there's no way you can figure out how you're going to get to that next level. But you just push forward anyway. Why? Because your why is that big, that it creates perseverance that is unstoppable. And there's nothing that can stop you. And when you get on that stage, you'll understand the tears on why these people cry when they're telling their stories. Because you'll be up there telling yours. It starts with perseverance, everyone. So with that, I want to end the call. My name is Executive Director Robert Sells. I want to thank you all for getting on the S.W.A.G.G Elite Conference call on behalf of National Director All-Star Jermaine Horton. As he always says, I'll see you guys at the beach or at the bank. Well, most definitely at the bank. One word, team. Let go.